AFTV DT, that was a comfortable win today. I wasn't really expecting a performance like that out of Arsenal. I was thinking to myself, they're going to be so focused on the game on Thursday that, but actually they played very well in the game.
Yeah, I think it was a mixture of both, to be honest, Robbie. I think, there were some really good moments from us, but then really poor moments from Newcastle. Kind of felt that this was a great time to play, them. And I look at them in particular and I see their results over recent weeks, and I was going into this game thinking, this might not be a great time. But then maybe the fact that they've been relying heavily on an Arsenal player over the last few weeks who weren't eligible today is the reason why they looked a little bit flat again, because Newcastle were toothless, completely and utterly toothless. And
so you're trying to say they're no good without Willock?
Well, there you go. You know what I mean? So stop trying to offer us silly money of £20-odd million. And if you want him, pay the going rate, innit? Do you know what I mean? But no, look, seriously, given the week that we've had, the poor performance on Thursday, we got the job done, and that was the main thing. That's all we had to do today. That's all we could have done today. I looked at the team lineup and I sat there and I went, oh no, because it just looked like a lineup where you went, nah, that don't excite me. A pivot of El Neni and Ceballos just gave me nightmares. I just didn't want to watch the game. I was thinking, no. And then El Neni scores within 5 minutes. And you're like, okay, maybe that settles the nerves a little bit. I suppose the one thing that I'll take away from today that makes me feel a bit, down, shall we say, is David Luiz and the injury. I genuinely think now that's probably the last game he's ever played for Arsenal, to be fair, because it don't look like he's going to be renewing and back next season. And that injury, that's going to be the remainder of this campaign. And I thought we saw in the first 45 minutes in particular how crucial he is to the way that we want to play like that. And he can put those diagonal balls, break the lines, do something different. Different to what other people can do. And then he goes and picks up that injury. And I'm just like, oh, mate, why is it always us? Why is it always us? But that would be the only dampener on today. Martinelli, I thought, was absolutely superb. And, he knocks on the door as to why he's not starting and raises those questions even more. And Aubameyang, I think, I'll get to it, but I'm saying Aubameyang, I think him getting a goal could be huge, before Thursday. And, he didn't have a great game, Aubameyang, shall I say. You look at the first goal, that was a complete miss-hit, but he'll probably get an assist for that because he was the last one to touch it. But he's that player you want sniffing in and around the box for that one moment. If he has a game like that on Thursday where he doesn't do nothing, and then all of a sudden, one cross, one goal, and we go through to the final, I won't care about the other 89 minutes or so. I care about that one moment. And that's what you need those strikers for. So, it was just nice to actually play with a striker today. And, it's just one of them. I think it was nice to get minutes, for the likes of Aubameyang, Martinelli, etc. Give a rest to Partey, to Smith Rowe and, some of the other players and that. But then I'm a little concerned at Tierney not being involved. Because,
no Tierney not even on the bench. No Lacazette on the bench either.
Yeah, that says to me they're not going to be involved on Thursday.
Yeah, me too.
So,
me too.
That's the dampener to it. Because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I wouldn't play Granit Xhaka there on Thursday. I wouldn't put him in that left-back position. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You put Xhaka?
I might even play Cedric, Do you know what I mean? Or say, no, do you know what, Robbie? Because if we play Saka in a advanced area, then Pepe has to be on the other side without fail because he's been brilliant. Which means Martinelli misses out because I think Aubameyang goes up front. So I feel that if you maybe play Saka on the left-back position, Martinelli on the left wing's position, Pepe on the right, Odegaard or Smith Rowe in the 10 and Ober up front, I think that's good. Good balance.
Yeah, it's a must-win game. It's a must-win game. And especially after what happened last week with the team selection, it's going to be absolutely I think all eyes are going to be on that. All eyes are going to be on that team selection, because if he gets that wrong, you know, he has to get that right, and he's got, you know, he's got a few problems going into it with players missing. I think that Aubameyang scored today because he's going to be key. And I'd love to see Martinelli. I want to see Martinelli in there. What, you know, he's earned his place now to me.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd go Saka left back, Martinelli on the left hand side. Yeah,
because now I was sitting there like I was explaining and thought about it. I was like, yeah, you know what? Because that left hand side of Saka and Martinelli as a two and overlapping could be very, very dangerous. And you know, if he does not go with Saka at left back, then I feel that it's going to be Martinelli that misses out, because you can't take Pepe out because he's been superb. So, you know, yeah, when you look at it on the balance of it, yeah, put Xhaka back in his natural position, put Saka in at left back, Martinelli and Pepe on the flanks, over through the middle, and then one of either Smith Rowe or Odegaard in the 10. I feel that if he comes with that team lineup on Thursday, I don't think there's going to be many Arsenal fans, if any Arsenal fan, going to moan about it.
Yeah. Before we go, I wanted to ask you about, obviously, you would have been the protest, Manchester United fans on the pitch, got on the pitch in the stands. Yeah. At the time of doing this interview, they don't even know if the game's going to still be on. It's talk that it might be called off completely. Yeah. What have you made of all that?
Fair play to Manchester United fans. Fair play. Well done. I'll congratulate every single one of them. Don't moan about the fans for finally having enough, because it's the club and broadcasters and, you know, everybody that's involved in this mess of football that we find ourselves in as clubs that have pushed the fans to this limit now. Fans have had enough. They've had enough. This is the extreme where I'm not condoning breaking into, because it is breaking and entering at the end of the day. But they've got to a point where enough is enough and they need to have their voice heard. And what better way to get your voice heard than for the whole worldwide audience in one of the biggest games in the Premier League calendar that will be seen throughout the world, those images. And those fans have had enough. Just like us, Robbie, they've had enough. We're two massive, massive clubs that are being run into the ground by the owners. And they've had enough. Fair play to Manchester United. I ain't going to say any bad word about them in any way, shape or form. There's a few things that they could have done differently. There's a few fans that maybe do things that they shouldn't do, but there's a minority within every fan base. You're not going to tarnish everybody for it. As a whole, from what I gather, the protests were very peaceful in terms of, you know, there was no fighting and stuff like that. But this is the, you know, measures that they felt they had to do to be heard. And we're in the same boat as them, Robbie. We're in the same boat. You look at the team that we've just played, Newcastle. You imagine how they feel with their owner. Do you know what I mean? And what Mike Ashley's done to them. And we're not the only teams. Liverpool have got a problem and moaning and situation and everything else. There's clubs. This is bigger than the European Super League. You've got to remember that. That was the European Super League was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back and kind of tipped everybody over the edge to say, no, I'm done. We need to get our clubs back. And that is the final straw, obviously, for Manchester United. They've gone to the extreme. And it'd be interesting to see now what happens at Arsenal, because there's planned protests for Thursday. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens, because it's a huge game for us, man. Huge game. And I think that as well, if we do something along the lines of Manchester United did, where you break into the Emirates and go onto the pitch, I feel that, you know, UEFA and that will come down a lot harder on us as a club than probably the Premier League will do on Manchester United. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, let's look. If there's protests, let's keep them respectful. Let's keep them peaceful in that sense, and let's not break any laws. Let's not do anything to tarnish the reasoning why you're there. But I'm not gonna condemn Manchester United fans for what they did, because I feel for them. I do feel for them as fans that love their club. They love their club. We love our club. We're all in the same boat here, man.